Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be teaching some exercises and movements that are very gentle, that help to create vagal tone through your vagus nerve and support in regulating your nervous system. They're very simple exercises. I learned them recently. The reason why we're in a bedroom right now is they're exercises that I mostly do in my bed or on a bed on a soft surface, so they're really easy to implement. And I notice them really help to open me up, especially to get out of like a freeze state. I've noticed they assist also with like a flight state in your nervous system, and I'm sure that will translate to a fight state, even though sometimes shifting out of a fight state can be a bit more active. These exercises create this kind of rhythm through the central part of your body and through your nerves that create that balance and regulation through your nervous system. So I thought I'd share these ones today because they are quite simple, but I noticed them to be very powerful and they're very easy to do. So if you are on this video and you have a surface that is kind of soft or easy to lie on, you can even do this on like a hard surface like a yoga mat or floorboards or something like that. But if you have a bed, that's going to be great as well. And I'm going to guide you through them. So as always, if you have water, feel free to have a drink of water before you start or throughout, just to keep your system hydrated. And I will as well, because always when I'm speaking, and sometimes when you're nervous, you get a dry mouth. So trusty water. Okay. So the first exercise, now you don't need a pillow for this, but I'm using it just because it's more comfortable seating wise, because my hips kind of fall into this bed. So putting your feet out in front of you, and this is just an exercise to move through your ankles. So we're just pointing through our toes and pulling back through our toes. So it's a back and forth movement. And it's a kind of not really a fast pace, but it's not really slow. You could do it slow if you wanted to. But I've noticed with this more rhythmic movement of the back and forth, it shifts my nervous system state much quicker. Now, you obviously wouldn't want to go so fast that you're not being present with your body. You're kind of physically overriding and creating like a, sorry about my throat, creating like a dissociated movement, but you're wanting to just keep back and forth here, breathing in and out through your nose. So making sure you're getting some breath into your belly, because what's happening here is there's a movement through the ankles, stimulating the nerves which reach up through your legs, right up into the center of your body, vagus nerve, creating that vagal tone. I'm assuming. That's what I'm guessing by applying it. And as you're breathing, you're also breathing into your belly, which is allowing everything to stay relaxed. That's where your vagus nerve is. So you can stop that now. Take a couple of breaths here. Just to kind of integrate it. Like right now I can feel in my legs like a bit of tingling in and around my ankles. So that indicates to me that there's been stimulation through my nerves. I'm feeling like tingling through my legs. So there's movement happening. And it's kind of earlier in the morning for me. And I notice that it can take a little bit for my nervous system to kind of come into balance after being asleep with dreams and stuff. Sometimes I can get a bit dysregulated. So got my throat today. So I notice it can just take me a little bit longer to kind of soften into my body as the day starts, especially like if I'm not doing any specific exercise. It's like getting that embodiment, getting my nervous system in balance again. Okay, I'll take some more water because I'm getting a dry throat. And the next one we're going to do, very simple, but you're lying down, and you can do this with a pillow if you want, placing that underneath your right ear, placing your hand on your head, knees bent, just stack them over each other very gently. It's more just to support your body. Hips just gently sitting back, left hand on the surface that you're lying on, and you're just gently rocking yourself with your left hand back and forth. and really relaxing into it. So your body is moving back and forth across your midline, which I've noticed just through my experimenting with nervous system regulation stuff. Anytime we're kind of moving either an object, our arms, or our body back and forth over like the midline of our body, it creates this kind of balancing effect in our nervous system. Now, there's probably a science behind that, and I'm very sure that there is, but I've just noticed it happen just experientially and by observation and through some people talking about it. So back and forth. You kind of, the rocking, as you'll notice as well, is like when you rock a child to sleep, rock a baby to sleep, it really calms them down. There's something in that rocking effect. So a couple more times. We want to do this both sides, paying attention to what's happening in your body as you're doing these movements. Okay, I'm going to swap sides. Now, usually I would just swap sides on the spot, but you'll be seeing my back here. So I'll turn to the other side. And on this side, I'm not going to use a pillow just because I've got a microphone here. And I have a feeling it might kind of cause a bit of interference with the microphone. But you can. So just imagine I have a microphone. I mean, you don't have to imagine, you can see it here. Just imagine I have a pillow under connecting to my neck. Knees are stacked. I'm just resting my head. And the same thing, rocking back and forth. So you can imagine, if you're just waking up or you're going before bed and you really want to kind of relax yourself, it's a very soothing movement, and it's something you can just do when you wake up or before you get out of bed. Just keep rocking back and forth, breathing as you're doing this. Very repetitive, but it is very relaxing. And if you allow yourself to kind of keep going with it, you'll definitely notice a difference. Okay, a few more times. So around about now, after we've done quite a few of those exercises, I'm really noticing through my chest, around kind of what feels like my lung area, but probably just the nerves through my chest. I'm really noticing that start to relax and open up. So it's like a feeling of openness through my chest. My breath is deepening. There's kind of like more space in my chest to breathe. So less like locking and holding around my chest area. And this starts to translate through your stomach down to your hips and your legs. And that tells me my body is really starting to get into a more balanced, kind of regulated, embodied state. And from that place, you have more emotional access, more access to your emotions, how you're actually feeling, whatever's actually going on in your body and your system. You're all connected and present with yourself. Okay, and come out of this one. We've got one more exercise here, and we have a tiny little bit more water, so feel free to do that if you want. Okay. So to finish off, the hairs are flying all about. You're going to be lying on your front, hips down. You can just be resting on your elbows. And this is a hip rocking exercise. So it's the same thing, kind of, with this thing of rocking left to right through your hips. So really letting your hips, I have to lift my head up, but usually you can rest your head down on one side, but just so I can speak. You're really letting your hips kind of move left to right, get quite a bit of momentum. You'll see through my hips kind of going left to right here. And this is opening up through your lower back, the vagus nerve that comes right through your lower back, stomach area. Just going left to right here. I'm just resting my head on this side because it's actually kind of more relaxing in the microphones there. Just keep going a little bit more here. Sometimes, you know, if your hips are quite tight, you have to kind of create that momentum of rocking through your hips. And other times, your hips are going to flow pretty easily. Like I notice my hips very comfortably move left to right at different times of the day. Whew, that was a bit of a workout. And kind of awkward with my microphone there, so apologies if my face kept flipping about. All right. Okay, we're just going to take a few breaths here, seated, and then we're going to finish lying down. So just resting your hands. See if you can cross your legs, and if not, that's absolutely fine. Just reach them out in front of you. But just sitting up, just to center everything. Placing your hands over your knees, if you're able to cross your legs, and if they're in front of you, you can do the same too. This just kind of has like a grounding effect. I learned this from Lee Harris, this tool of placing the palms directly over your knees to kind of connect and ground. And just close your eyes and breathe here. Just to settle and kind of integrate all of that movement. 3 to 4 breaths here, in and out through your nose. Just let yourself breathe into your belly. And if, of course, you can't breathe through your nose, you can breathe through your mouth. One more breath here, breathing in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Okay, just to finish off, just to let our body kind of relax into all that movement, we're just going to lie down on our backs for a moment. Just a few moments just to let our body rest, almost like Savasana, like the lying down part of a yoga class, but a little more chill, a little more just like we're lying on a bed. Just resting your feet down below you, your feet hip width apart, your palms facing up and your arms about 45 degrees away from your body. Tucking through your chin so your neck is elongated. And just resting here, letting your head kind of really rest into the surface you're lying on. Eyes are closed. I'm just going to take a few breaths here just to rest, just to let our body settle, letting our nerves rest for a little bit. Take about 4 to 5 breaths just resting here. Relax through your face, your hips, your arms. Soften through your legs and your feet. Allow your belly to be soft. A couple more breaths here. Okay. If you'd like to stay here a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to do so. But just for the purpose of this video, we're just going to gently wriggle through our fingers and our toes and slowly roll onto our left side. Placing your right hand on the surface that you're on and sitting yourself up. Okay, thank you very much for being here today, for joining me with these exercises. Let me know how you went. I've got a little bit of huff and puff after all that movement. Feel free to kind of leave a comment and let me know how you experienced those exercises. If you felt the impact in your body, if you felt like a state shift. I feel it, and I love to know if other people have the same experience, because while I know it works, it's always good to know that it translates with others. So let me know how you went, how you enjoyed that, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.